Same thing happened with the volleyball tournament. I had to sacrifice downtime. I sacrificed comfort. But every time I saw the community show up, every time I saw Theo's story get shared, I knew it was worth it. Sacrifice isn't about pain. It's about purpose. There's going to be pain with the sacrifice. You might have to cut off that friend. You might have to cut off that relationship with that girl because she ain't helping you. She's dragging you down. She ain't letting you chase your dreams. It's not always the case. I got a beautiful woman upstairs asleep actually right now. But she's got to work tomorrow, so that's fine. Today. I said tomorrow, like, I don't even know. But yeah, you might have to cut some things out. And it's going to be painful. But it's all part of the purpose.
You are now tuning in to the Roughnecks Podcast with your host, Cole Nixon. Much love.
What's up, everybody? Back with the show, with the Roughnecks Podcast. Been building something here, episode by episode. As you know, as you might know if you've listened. If you haven't listened, you need to go back to episode 263 and start. 265 is a breakup in that episode, or this series, but we're this 5-part series we're kind of going through, and each episode kind of builds off itself. So if you haven't listened to any of it since 263, you need to go back 263, start there, and then make your way back here, and you'll be able to kind of catch up. But they're quick episodes, they don't take too long, so I highly recommend starting with 263, working your way here, and tell me what you think. Do you guys like these solo episode series? We mentioned it at the end of last episode. We kind of want your thoughts on it. We want to know what you think. If you have guest ideas, you have things that you think we should do, let us know, and we'll definitely take ideas into consideration. We want to bring you guys what you guys want. So we started with laziness back in episode 263. Then we moved on to discipline, then ownership, and today we're talking about the price of that progress, sacrifice. Because if you want something bad enough, you're going to have to give something up. I know that might suck to hear, but that's the truth. Sorry, I got freaking burps. Comfort, convenience, maybe even relationships, something's gone. Cut. Bye-bye. This episode, we are going to be asking the hard question. What are you willing to let go of to level up? What are you willing to give up to level up? What are you willing to give up to get up? There's a million different ways you can say it. I was trying to come up with something clever. Didn't go as well as I planned. But let's kill a lie right off the bat. Right to start this episode. You cannot have it all. Not at the same time. Not without compromise. We kind of live in this world right now that's like, oh, you can chase your dreams, stay comfortable, keep your social life, and never miss a beat. Everything will be fine. That's not how greatness works. Greatness demands sacrifice. Ask anybody. Ask anybody like LeBron James, Warren Buffett. I don't care. People we can go through. Michael Jordan is better than LeBron James. Sorry, I said it. That's a whole nother episode. But we live in this world that tells you that, but that's not how it works. You want to build something real, you're going to miss parties. You're going to lose sleep. You're going to say no things that used to feel good. Because now you're chasing something that feels right. Losing sleep. Guys, right now it is 5:45 in the morning on a Saturday. And I am recording this for you guys. Because I got things to do this weekend and I don't have all the time in the world. So it's waking up early or staying up all night like I've kind of done. And getting things done. Saying no to things that used to feel good. Nice little Busch Light. You guys know I like to indulge in my Busch Light. It's kind of got cut out. I'm not saying I quit drinking. I'm just saying I went on a budget. I'm chasing that debt, getting it down. Saying no to things that used to feel good. Bye-bye, Busch Light. I can't have you as much anymore. For something that feels right. Less debt. No debt. Whew. Oh, that sounds amazing. Now, here's the tricky part. Some of the things you need to sacrifice won't always look like distractions. I used to think Busch Light wasn't a distraction. Vaping, that wasn't a distraction. It's just a thing that I did. they look like opportunities. You might get a new gig, a collab, a side hustle. But if it pulls you off your mission, it's not a blessing, it's a detour. We all hate detours. They make you mad. You'll be driving, especially if you're driving to a vacation or something, weekend getaway, you're going, and it's like, oh, road closed, and you're like, why? Why? Now I have to go 20 minutes out of my way? Yeah, you might get back on path. That's how a detour works. You're going to get back on where you're on your path, but it's taking you longer than it should. That's what happens when, these things look like opportunities. It's not always a blessing. Early on with the Roughnecks Podcast, I got some guest people that would email me and didn't quite think they were a great guest, didn't quite align with who the Roughnecks are. But, it's an episode. Who knows what could happen? But now I have to ask myself, is this building the legacy I want or just padding my schedule? Is it filling the holes of, I need a guest here. Oh, it's a new guest. Nobody's going to know who this one is. Maybe I can reach a different audience. Sometimes the hardest sacrifices are the ones that look like wins, but they're not. It's just a detour. Same thing, like when I started Roughnecks and now Nixon Productions, I had to give up a lot. Time with friends, I'm really starting to see it now. As I really indulge into this, this whole 5-part series is stuff that I'm kind of following right now, that I'm going through. And I've lost time with friends. I mean, my best friend, Alex, I don't think I've seen him for over a month. We just talked on the phone the other night, and he was like, hey, what are you doing? And I was at volleyball. I was like, I just finished up volleyball. And he's like, I'm in the area, and was going to see if you wanted to grab a beer. And I was like, I would, but man, I'm here in 5 minutes. I'm jumping on a meeting, a conference call, and like for Nixon Productions, like I don't have time. I ain't seen him for over a month. We used to hang out every single day. Every single day, pretty much. Like when I still lived with my parents, he lived right down the road. Every single night, be like, what are you doing? On my way over. All right, cool. Just hung out all the time. Weekends, they're busy for me. I don't get to go to nieces and nephews' games as much as I want because I got to record. I got to shoot. I got an event that I have to go shoot. Sleep, editing, planning content, chasing guests. Guys, once again, I said it's 5:30 in the morning right now. 5:35, 5:50, whatever it is. You got to give up sleep. I'm not saying give it up completely. Same thing happened with the volleyball tournament. I had to sacrifice downtime. I sacrificed comfort. But every time I saw the community show up, every time I saw Theo's story get shared, I knew it was worth it. Sacrifice isn't about pain. It's about purpose. There's going to be pain with the sacrifice. You might have to cut off that friend. You might have to cut off that relationship with that girl because she ain't helping you. She's dragging you down. She ain't letting you chase your dreams. It's not always the case. I got a beautiful woman upstairs asleep actually right now, but she's got to work tomorrow, so that's fine. Today. I said tomorrow, like, I don't even know. But yeah, you might have to cut some things out, and it's going to be painful. But it's all part of the purpose. Here's how to figure out what needs to go, in my opinion. So, audit your calendar. Look at your calendar, and I'm a big calendar, to-do list daily thing. What's taking up time but not giving a return? Is it Netflix? Is it Instagram? Stuff like that. Check your energy. What drains you more than it fuels you? That social media right there, sitting on your phone, that one drains you, in my opinion. It doesn't fuel you. Instead of that, maybe pick up a book. Look at your goals. What's not aligned with them, with where you are heading? So I write down my goals at the beginning of the year, and I need to change them. Honestly, I fell off of them, and I do need to restructure them a little bit because things have changed in my life. But I have goals, and I look at them. I try to look at them every single day. I journal. It's in one of my journals. So every single day, that is one of the first things that I read. So then as you kind of go throughout the day, like they're constantly in your head. And then two, it kind of helps, like, is this aligned with where I'm heading? Is this what I want? That's kind of why I have to adjust mine. They're not aligned with where I want to go as much. But number 5, ask yourself, if I keep doing this for the next 6 months, will I be proud of where it takes me? That's the truth right there. Will you be proud of where you're at? Think about it. If in 6 months you get the result, will you be proud of it? Or will you just kind of be like, oh, okay, yeah. Is it a good goal or not? We're going to do the reflection pause again like we did last episode. Take 30 seconds because you guys know this is going to lead into the challenge. So I want you guys to pause this once I tell you, and then we'll get into the challenge. But take 30 seconds. Think about one thing you know deep down you need to let go of. Sit with it, and then commit. Take 30 seconds, figure out what it is. 3, 2, 1. All right, we're back. Here's your challenge this week. With that thing that you just thought of, pick one thing this week to sacrifice. It could be an hour of Netflix. It could be a toxic relationship. It could be saying yes to everything. Maybe you just say no to one thing. Whatever it is, cut, and replace it with something that improves you and moves you forward. Tell someone, post it, text it, DM me. Let's build a community of people who don't just dream. They trade comfort for impact. Guys, we have to be willing to cut stuff out of our life. Instead of watching an hour of Netflix, maybe we watch 3, but maybe we take that 3 and we cut it down to 2, and for an hour we read a book. We listen to a podcast that is beneficial, that we learn from, that we grow from. And you guys know how I feel about books if you've been listening for a long time. If you're going to read a book, I'm not saying that fiction is the worst thing in the world, but guys, we got to read nonfiction more. We need to learn from our books. We need to grow from our books. There's a lot of great books out there. If you need a list, message me. I got plenty of them. I got a whole long list, and I try to read just about every day. I've been slacking in that department because I was doing the comfortable things. Now it's intentionality. Intentionality is coming into play, guys. Sorry about my runny nose, but guys, do something. Cut something out this week. Cut something out. I want you guys to cut it, and I want you guys to learn from it, grow from it, get better. That is all I want right now. Roughnecks sacrifice is not about choosing suffering. It's about choosing what matters most. It's about trading short-term pleasure for long-term pride. There's going to be some pain in there. There's going to be some suffering, but that's not the whole thing. So ask yourself, what are you willing to give up to become who you want to be? Thank you guys for tuning in to today's episode. I don't want to say this week's because we have multiple episodes this week. Thank you guys for tuning in. If this episode hit you, share it. If you got something from it, share it with a friend. And remember, life is tough, but you're tougher. Until next time, you guys know the deal. Life is hard, and it's going to knock you down just like a bull does to a bull rider. Don't let that bull of life walk all over you. Get up, grab the bull by the horns, and take control of your life. Roughnecks out.